Hello, I'm Dr. Michael McGee. I'm an addiction psychiatrist. Today I'm going to talk to you about the sparking the flame of addiction. The flame of addiction burns in nearly 1 out of every 3 people, especially if you consider food addiction. This causes deaths of hundreds of thousands of people a year and untold suffering for both the victims of addiction and their family. What is this flame? Well, addiction is really a disease of dopamine dysregulation. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that mediates drive and motivation. Excessive dopamine causes compulsions to addict and intense cravings for the object of the addiction. Also, people don't have the resistance that would normally they would have when they anticipate the painful consequences of addiction. So the drive system is going, but there's no restraint on it, and thus people addict out of control, causing more and more pain for themselves and others. Sometimes the pain grows so great that people will eventually wake up and stop addicting either on their own or with the help of others. For some people, they never stop addicting, and the flame of addiction consumes them. What sparks the flame? Well, the flame of addiction is sparked by pleasure. It could be pleasurable experiences like getting drunk or getting high, having sex, maybe having a piece of chocolate cake. What happens is these pleasure-inducing experiences cause the flame of addiction to grow in people whose brains are vulnerable to that happening. And they develop the disorder of dopamine dysregulation that we talked about. Sometimes it only takes one spark to light the flame. This was the case for a young executive I once treated who was very successful. He took an oxycodone tablet at a party and immediately felt such intense euphoria that he went out that night and found a heroin dealer to sell him heroin. A year later, he was homeless, unemployed, living under a bridge, his life completely destroyed by addiction, all from that one pill. In other people, the flame of addiction needs to be sparked repeatedly over time. This isn't the case for people who drink or drug regularly. Initially, it's not a problem. The flame of addiction is too tiny to be felt until it is too hot to be quenched. This is why people who use drugs and alcohol to enjoy themselves need to learn how to use non-addictive objects in order to have fun and have a good time. What makes people spark that flame of addiction? What causes them to seek out pleasure, the pleasure of addicting? Well, the answer is pain. For some people, the pain is very subtle. It could just be the normal, universal, ordinary pain of having a desire for things. It could be just a desire to have a good time. And it may be just the subtle pain of being rejected by your peer group. For example, when a teenager smokes pot in order to gain the acceptance of their friends. Or it could be the pain of inadequacy, such as when people maybe buy expensive items in order to improve their status. And through that, they develop compulsive consumerism. Basically, some people have a sense of emptiness or lack of fulfillment, a lack of general joy in their lives, very subtle, and they may seek out pleasurable experiences as a way of substituting for their uncultivated spirituality. In other people, the pain can be very severe. And this is the case with patients who have mental illness, severe mental illness, medical illness, a lot of stress going on in their lives, or maybe they've suffered from a great deal of trauma, which has really damaged and wounded them. Recovery is in part skillful pain management. People suffering from addiction need to learn better ways to manage their pain than with pleasure. Managing pain with pleasure does not work. To get into recovery, they have to stop sparking the flame and they have to renounce addiction. People stop sparking that flame of addiction out of love for themselves. Sometimes they may need the help of others. If they have been wounded and have a lot of self-hatred, they may need to learn to heal that self-hatred through self-love and using the love of others who surround them. Self-love is the foundation of recovery. The best treatment for the flame of addiction is prevention. If you're sparking the flame to manage your pain, stop. Pleasure is not an effective treatment for pain. Instead, get treatment. Learn to solve the problems in your life. Reduce your stress. Live a life of love and integrity. Change what you can and accept the rest. Replace negativity with gratitude. Commit yourself to learning to manage pain skillfully. Don't let the flame of addiction take over your life. Spread the word. Share this video with those who you think might benefit from it. You can also sign up for my blog, Dr. McGee's blog, at https://wellmind, WELLMIND.com/blog. Take care.